Oh, Pablo, I wanna kill you. I want your DHA and your omega-3s. Oh, Pablo, the blowfish.
The good news is for the people that like my parodies, I am visiting Los Angeles, California, and I'm probably going to film a parody with the great and amazing Stephanie Gerard. She is an animal rights activist and also an amazing actress, and she's told me herself that she can play a very great Miley Cyrus.
Well, yeah, I mean, I have this big history of using drugs, and yeah, I also recently stopped being vegan, so now I just feel so clear. Yeah.
And I've had to introduce fish and omegas into my life because my brain wasn't functioning properly. And
Don't tell that to the vegans. They'll come for you.
They're gonna come for me, but that's okay. I'm used to people coming for me, and it's gonna be that I come out.
Salary.
No, listen. If I give homes, I have 22 animals on my farm in Nashville. I've got 22 in my house in Calabasas. I'm doing what I need to do for the animals.
Can I ask you, were you doing a vegan diet meticulous?
The strictest you've ever known.
But you doing it intelligently? Were
I
you
did all my
supplementing the right
supplements.
way?
I do all my protein drinks. I've watched every bodybuilder's YouTube. I'm a vegan, but the reason that I kind of started this was because I had a fish that was highly intelligent. So, really just promoting, I think, human rights, animal rights, environmental rights by everything that I'm doing, by what I'm wearing, what I'm saying. Yeah. And I think even this is a good time that, for me now, being so in love with the ocean, I think it's even more important for me to talk about environmental rights and us really becoming responsible with the way we treat the planet.
So, Molly, when I was talking to my agent about having you on, I was told so many things, and I just wanted to say that Whoa, Molly. We can go kill elk later. Let's just do the podcast first, okay?
What? Oh, yeah. I'm sorry. I was just thinking that I have 2 farms with 22 animals in each, so, that just makes me, want to stab fish because I have the right. I do enough for animals, right? So.
Well, yeah, elk, Molly. I get it, elk. But before we go on and, end up murdering, let's just do the podcast and talk about some of the recent drug problems you solved. I heard that you had, a brain fog or something. So let's just get on with that first, and then we can go ahead and murder innocent beings.
Right, elk, yeah.
Okay, so tell me about some of the recent, times you've had sober and how becoming sober has solved a lot of these brain fog issues you've been having.
Well, yeah, I have this big history of using drugs, and yeah, I also recently stopped being vegan, so now I just feel so clear. Yeah.
Well, yeah, Molly, I think it's obvious that what was causing your brain fog was being vegan. There's no way that, stopping all the drugs you were doing caused you to no longer have brain fog. It had to be the vegan diet, right? This makes sense. Stopping the consumption of drugs doesn't clear up people's minds, right? It doesn't, if somebody's addicted to drugs for a long period of time and then they become sober over a longer period of time, their mind's not going to become clear.
Yeah, exactly. Now I want to pay people to stab fish because I need my omega-3. Where am I supposed to get my omega-3? There's no a vegan supplement omega-3. I need to stab fish.
Well, yeah, there's no way to get that from a supplement. You have to stab fish in the throat to get DHA and, your omega-3s, right?
Exactly. I know that fish get their DHA from the algae that they find in the ocean, right? So, and that one is biochemically the same as I would find in any vegan supplement. But that supplement does not exist. It doesn't exist at all. Nothing. No.
Exactly. Where is this vegan algae-based DHA supplement that all these vegans are talking about? I don't know where it is, we need to stab fish. Where's the supplement?
Exactly. Who are these vegans to tell me that I cannot, stab fish? Because, just remember, I have 2 farms with 22 animals in each.
Hey, so, Molly, what about elk, though? Do you know if elk has DHA?
I'm unsure about that. But what I can do is I can call this vegan bodybuilder because I'm pretty sure that vegan bodybuilders are experts in nutrition and diet and all that. So let me just call him.
everyone, John Venus here. Journey.
So Joe, like, I just called John Venus because he's like an expert ex-vegan bodybuilder, and he says that elk has DHA.
Oh my God, another excuse to just go and murder elk. Molly, this is great.
Joe, you know what we should do? We should just like get some elk for my farms, and then that justifies us killing the elk because we're like taking care of them. You know, that would be like so perfect.
Yeah, I mean, Molly, that is a terrific idea. Elk. So, Molly, could you just walk us through some of the drugs you've stopped recently and the drugs that were causing your brain fog? Or sorry, weren't causing your brain fog. Not the drugs, it was the vegan diet that caused it. But yeah, just walk us through some of the drugs that you've stopped recently and, just what you've been doing, the majority of your life and, just what, once again, had no bearing on your brain fog levels. None. What are those drugs?
So yeah, basically, I do weed. I like weed. I smoke weed, and cocaine and Molly. So basically like a lot of drugs, and also just some others that I cannot pronounce, because I don't want to scare, your audience. But you have to remember that I was also a vegan. And
oh my God, I mean, no wonder you were experiencing brain fog. You were a vegan.
Exactly. That's exactly what I've been saying. It just took me like a multitude of years to figure out that the vegan diet was not for my brain type.
Brain type? I think you meant blood type, right? Not brain type. Brain type.
No. I mean my brain type. The vegan diet for my brain type.
Oh, okay. I've never really heard of that. What's your brain type for diet? Like what is your brain type? I've never heard this before. I'm a bit confused, but tell me, like, what is your brain type? Miley, are you okay?
Sorry. I don't know exactly my brain type, but I know that my brain type is like no bueno for me. Like the vegan diet's not bueno because my brain type. Yeah, my brain type. I don't know what my brain type is, but the vegan diet's not good for me. It's not. Like I've tried it and it doesn't work. Yeah.
Okay, well, to be honest, what you're saying is making absolutely zero sense to me. And normally when someone's on my podcast not making much sense to me, I'll start to ask them, like, what do you mean? I'll ask for them to elaborate. But because you're making zero sense while taking a on vegans, I'm just not going to say anything, and I'm not going to question what you're saying and the nonsense that you're putting forth. Because, I mean, vegans, right?
Yeah. Totally. Like, totally.
So, Miley, I see here that you have a big past of being a massive environmentalist, especially for the preservation of the ocean. And vegans in particular are criticizing you for going back to, of all animal products, fish, which I think we know destroys the ocean and, leads to fishless oceans. So, what is your response to this criticism from the vegan cult? Like, what is your response to people being so confused by the fact that you love the ocean, but now you are going back to animal products which destroy the ocean?
Well, Joe, you have to understand that I love the ocean. Like, I just generally love the ocean. And what happens is that the fish are just destroying. Like they're, just all over the water. So I want to preserve the oceans. And how am I supposed to preserve the ocean if there's fish in it?
Oh yeah, there's a bunch. I mean, there's so many fish. I mean, totally makes sense. You need to get all those fish out of there.
Well, yeah, exactly. That's what I say. They're just infesting the waters, because that's obviously not their natural environment. Like, what are they doing in the water? So I can just think every time I see fish that I just want to stab the fish because I need my omega-3,
Oh, Molly, this is starting to make a lot of sense. So it's not the actual ocean and the marine life and the biodiversity that you value amongst the ocean. It's just the large amount of salt water. Is that what I'm hearing?
Right. I love salt water. Like, that's what I love. Especially when it's dry and I can, snort it. Amazing.
Damn, Miley. I've done a lot of psilocybin mushrooms, and I've had a lot of psilocybin and psychedelic acid trips and all these kinds of things. But right now, the wisdom you are putting forth on my podcast makes me feel like I'm under the influence of one of these drugs. Actually, I feel like I'm literally tripping. I mean, just the wisdom, Molly, the wisdom. So aside from the wisdom about the ocean and how we got to get all those fish out of there. What about your past just supporting the environment as a whole? Because there's some vegans that have been criticizing you, that have been saying that they've seen you eat not just fish, but also other animal products such as chicken and other kinds of things, which supports the leading cause of many forms of environmental damage, such as, like species extinction, deforestation, greenhouse gas emissions. So I'm just wondering, what are your thoughts on this? Because you have a past of caring about the planet, but now your diet is actually supporting the leading cause of so many different forms of environmental degradation. So what are your thoughts on this, Molly?
Well, yeah, I do that. Exactly.
Do you just not care about the environment anymore? That's really what everyone's wondering.
Well, listen. I don't use straws.
Oh my gosh. You're not using straws? You're not, so wait, hold on. So when you go to a restaurant and they give you a straw, they offer you a straw, you say, I'm not gonna have that straw. Am I hearing you right? Because that is the most virtuous thing I've ever heard on this podcast. So really, let me just get this clear. When you're at a restaurant, you order the option that, supports the leading cause of environmental damage, but when they offer you a straw, you say, I don't need the straw. Molly, you need to be at the top of Greenpeace. I mean, who is on your level with this environmental advocacy?
Well, you know what, Joe? I am the most dedicated environmentalist you'll ever meet. I'm so dedicated to the ocean and the salt water. I mean, I don't use straws, and not everyone's willing to make that sacrifice, but I am. So obviously, I'm the best environmentalist ever. You know what else I do?
Oh my gosh, Molly, there's more? Please, what else do you do?
I use reusable bags.
Oh my gosh, Molly, so let me get this straight. You're helping destroy the entire planet with your dietary choices, but you don't use straws, and you use reusable bags when you go to the store to buy these products which are destroying the planet.
Yep.
Miley Cyrus. I'm going to talk to some of my friends and really just see if I can get you at the forefront of Greenpeace and all these insane and large environmental organizations. We need to start advocating for people to care about the environment by destroying the environment while not using straws and using reusable bags. Absolutely brilliant, Molly.
I know, man. What can I say? I'm the best person ever. I am. Yeah.
Okay, so this is one of the last things I want to bring up, Molly. I see here that you wrote a song called Pablo the Blowfish, where you talked about a fish which kind of inspired you to go vegan. So can you just tell me, honestly, could you just sing it for us right now? Just a little bit, just a couple lines, please.
So it's called Pablo the Blowfish because that was the name of the blowfish, Pablo. So I just thought it would make sense. Even though I had a brain fog, I thought it would be a great title for the song. So it just goes a little bit I saw you by the sea and I just wanted to eat you. I grabbed your tail and I just wanted to stab you. Oh, Pablo, the blowfish, I love you so much. Oh, Pablo, I wanna kill you. I want your DHA and your omega-3s. Oh, Pablo, the blowfish, I love you so much. Oh, Pablo, the blowfish, I'm gonna rip your guts, 'cause I wanna eat you so much. But I miss you now, after I ate your body. And you're not in my tank anymore. Oh, Pablo, I'm digesting you as I sing the song. And I can't believe that you're gone. so good, man.
Molly, that was so amazing. Can you? Well, first of all, is that song on Spotify? Because I definitely need to get on that immediately. I would love to hear that song while I'm like shooting elk in the brain or in the heart, like wherever I end up shooting them. Also, could you write that song again, but like about the elk that I murder? Like, because after the podcast, we're probably going to go murder some elk. So just, can you use your beautiful voice and just kind of sing about, just the taking away of elk life and just destroying elk families? Like, that would be amazing. Like, please.
Yeah. Thanks, Joe. Elk. Right, elk. Yeah. I'll make that song. Sure. I can write anything now, like elk, fish, stabbing animals, because remember, I have 2 farms with 22 animals in each, so that gives me the right.
Terrific. So I want to talk about Pablo, actually, right? Because, he did make you go vegan, and now you're not vegan. So I'm wondering, I think everyone's wondering, where is Pablo? Like, did you end up killing him for DHA? Did you stab him for DHA? What happened to Pablo?
So, yeah, Joe, basically, I ate Pablo, and, I miss him so much. But I felt kind of guilty.
Well, yeah, it is your pet fish. You're going to feel a little bit guilty for, deciding to kill your pet.
But then I remembered, I have 22 animals and 2 farms with 22 animals in each. So that gives me the right to stab fish anytime I want, including Pablo.
Oh my gosh, Molly, more wisdom. Just thank you so much for being on and coming onto my podcast, where I'm always just having so many people come on to support my biases. And you coming on to support my anti-vegan bias has just been such an honor. So tell me, Molly, I told you that, after this, we can either go and kill elk ourselves or eat the elk that I already have killed in the freezer. So I have these innocent, murder victims in my freezer. We can go have that. Or do you want to actually do the killing yourself? Because like you said, you have a farm of 22 animals and another farm with 22 animals. So I think if we get like an elk on your farm, right? Just have 1 or 2 elk that you take care of, then it'll be justified for us to go and just murder elk and destroy elk families. So what are you thinking, Molly? Kill elk now or just go eat the elk that we already have killed?
I prefer killing.
Awesome, Molly. Let's go ruin some elk families.
Yeah, we can go kill elk and the families. But I need my omega-3s before we do that. Do you want some sushi? Or do you want it raw? How do you want your DHA served? How do you want your fish? How do you want your stabbed fish, Joe? How do you want it?
Oh, okay, this is starting to make a lot of sense, Molly. So it isn't the actual ocean and the marine life and the God.
I know that fish get their DHA from the algae.
Terrific. So I want to talk about Pablo because, I'm wondering, where is he at the moment? What did you end up doing? Did you end up shooting him?
Exactly. I know that fish get their DHA from the algae, and it's biochemically the same. Mm-hmm. And it's biochemically, Jesus.
Yeah, that's a terrific idea, Molly. Definitely. We got to be
Exactly. Exactly. That's what I've been saying. It's just it just took me a multitude of years to figure out that the vegan diet is not for my brainchild, for them.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that being vegan,
It's fish are ruining it. Jesus, ruining it. There's basically way too much.
You can say destroying it. Make it easier.
Thanks.
Yeah, I think it's obvious that being vegan, what was causing.
Brain fog. Basically supporting animals.
No, say, yeah, I am doing that. Because I actually changed up the line on my part.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, there's no way to get that from a supplement.
So it's called Pablo. the blowfish because that was the name of the blowfish, Pablo. So I just thought it would make sense. Even though I had like a brain fog, I thought it would be a great title for the song. So it just goes a little bit like, oh, Pablo, I wanna kill you. I want your DHA and your omega-3s. Oh, Pablo, the blowfish.